Welcome to Just Minding My Business Radio, where we are moving at the speed of God, learning what we didn't know we didn't know. I'm your host, Ida Crawford, so grab a pen and paper and get ready for information that you can use. Welcome, everyone, to Just Minding My Business. I appreciate you stopping by and taking time out of your busy schedule. Today we have Eydie Robinson, who is a woman inspiring nations. Eydie Robinson is a transformational coach, the founder and executive director of Desire to Empower, a nonprofit 501c3 organization, and the author of Life Behind Closed Doors. She is also a participating author in our book, Women Inspiring Nations. And Eydie's motto is, yes, you can. Well, welcome to the show, Eydie. I am excited to hear all about your journey, and I'm sure our listeners are as well.
Yes, thank you so much. I appreciate you for having me.
So tell me who Eydie is and how all of this got started for you.
Oh, man. Honestly, Eydie is just a girl from the Midwest trying to make it through life, honestly. When I tell you where I am now, I would have never imagined. And that's why when I talk to people, I say it's no one but God, because I never imagined that I would be in the place that I am in now, because at one point in my life, I just felt like I had no purpose. I had no confidence. I didn't have anything going on, no self-esteem, anything at all like that. And it's like just looking back where God brought me from to where I am today, the one thing that I can say is hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus.
Yes, because I share your same journey. You know, I knew coming up I wanted to be something, but, you know, I didn't know what that would look like, and then I didn't have a circle around me that was encouraging me to really tap into who I was and where I needed to be. And one of the things, as I reflect back, I always wanted to be a teacher. But when I as a little girl, I said, when I grow up, I'm going to be a teacher. And I thought of it at that time as in a classroom with kids. But little did I know that God had a different plan for me in terms of teaching. So basically with the technology stuff that I do, I get to teach every day, every single day. And I guess that was the road that God was like, this is the teacher that you're going to be. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I think a lot of us share that, who am I, what am I supposed to be doing early on?
Yeah, that is so true, because I remember, similar to your situation, when I was younger, I just knew that I wanted to help people. So I said, okay, well, maybe that means that I want to be a nurse. So even in high school, I went through the health occupations program and all of that. I got to college and did an internship at a hospital in the intensive care unit is where they put me. And after that one day, I said, okay, I know I want to help people, but I don't think this form of helping people is for me. And then after that, like the longest journey, I didn't know what was next. I just knew that I wanted to help people, and I knew that I wanted to be able to reach out to girls and women who may have been into my situation, but I just didn't know how I would go about doing that. And it was me going through my spiritual journey and some of the things that I was exposed to, some of the bad decisions that I made, for me to finally say to myself, okay, you have to get to where you figure out what is your purpose on this earth. And after that long journey, the Lord just started revealing things to me. And that's initially how my nonprofit organization was birthed. And then it just went from there. And it's like every stepping stone that has come along the way and everything that I have achieved along the way, I'm like, I just thank God, because I never thought that I would be in this place to even have the confidence to be able to step out on faith, to be able to do some of the things that I've been doing now, such as the Women Inspiring Nations project. Even that, at this age, it just took a long time for me to regain that confidence and knowing that I can do what he has set out for me to do. That's why my motto is the yes, you can, because we can. Sometimes you just have to realize, who you are and trust in God and have faith. And anything that you put your mind to and you want to do, you have to put in your work too. Yes, you can do those things.
Mm-hmm. And I like that. Yes, you can.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely a positive word, and it's a phrase, and it should be something that we say to ourselves every day.
Yes.
Because when you're out there, on your grind and you're trying to make things happen, you have all kinds of, obstacles and things that come up. I always call them monkey wrenches is what I call them. And it's like it's not a straight line. It's just not a straight line. It's all over the place. And,
that is so true.
Having that faith to know that it's going to work out in the end is so huge. And it's like all of the women that I've spoken to from Women Inspiring Nations, it's all stems back to God and keeping God first.
Yes. Yes, it definitely does.
Yes.
Because I know
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, without him, I just know that I wouldn't be where I am today. That's why, regardless of where I'm at, what speaking engagement I am attending, I just always give glory to him and acknowledge him, because I know without him, I wouldn't be the Eydie that I am today.
Mm-hmm. I'm with you on that one, because I remember way back when I thought it was me.
Oh, me too.
And I think we all was there. And, it was a mess. It was a total mess.
Mm-hmm.
And things would go wrong, and I didn't know how to process it when it went wrong. I would go into this, panic attack, the whole nine, talk about a meltdown.
I've been there, trust me.
Until I gave it to God, and then everything just changed, and almost in that moment. And now it's like I wouldn't have it any other way, because I can't handle all of that stuff by myself. I need help.
And that's what I came to realize too.
Yeah, because it's a lot when you think it's all about you. It's not all about you. You get your blessings, and you get your purpose comes from God. What he wants you to do comes from God. So quite naturally, he's going to support you in navigating through it. Yes,
that is so true. And I don't think people realize, and it even took me a long time to realize, like you said, when you try to do things on your own, in your own way, I know for me, it never works out. And I used to be like, why is nothing working in my favor? That's because Eydie was trying to do what Eydie wanted to do, and not and not being obedient, and having that spiritual ear open to hear what he was trying to tell me. And that's what we have to do. Sometimes we just have to stop and listen. We pray and pray and pray, and we say, oh, I've been praying, And I can't hear anything from God. Well, sometimes you just have to stop and listen. You are so busy in trying to figure out how it's going to work out. Just give it to him, and he'll show you what you need to do, or he'll give you the direction that you need in order to go whatever way you're supposed to go.
Mm-hmm. And the other thing to that is he reveals things to us when we're ready.
Mhm.
Because we're not always ready.
No. That's one thing that I talked about in the chapter of my book, in the Women Inspiring Nations. Sometimes, God reveals things to us, and we think that it's just everything is supposed to happen right then, right now, because we're such a right now society. But sometimes, even though he may reveal something to you, you still may need time to grow into that. And that's where that impatience comes from. Sometimes we're not patient. We want everything to happen so quickly, and we think that, oh, God gave me this vision and he showed me my purpose, so everything is about to happen perfectly right now. No, you may not be ready for that right now. You may not be responsible enough to take on what it is he's wanting you to do. So you have to grow into that, and you have to learn.
Absolutely, absolutely. And when it's time, you know it. You know it's time. Even if you're feeling a little bit of fear stepping into those new shoes, you know you have to do it because it's time.
Right.
It's like you get this feeling. Wow, I'm a little fearful about getting into doing this now, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it anyway because God got my back. He ain't gonna let me fall because apparently it's time, because He would not have prepared this for me in this way.
Right.
And just paying attention,
so
paying attention to what's happening, and that's a hard thing too for a lot of people, I think. You're moving, and a lot of times you're not really paying attention to your steps. So I always call it, sometimes I have to step outside myself and look, slow down and just look and look at, okay, where I was, let's say 6 months ago, and now where I am, so that I can actually see that there's something has happened.
Yes, and progress is being made.
Yes, exactly. Now tell me, Miss Eydie, desire to empower. What is that all about?
Desire to Empower. It is a nonprofit organization geared more towards women and young girls. And like I kind of talked about a little bit earlier, this was one of the first things that God showed me when I went through my spiritual journey and trying to figure out what was it that He wanted me to do and what my purpose was. I was going through a time where I was in a horrible relationship and just really trying to figure out how to get out. And I remember during this time I was doing a lot of praying. I was doing a lot of reading. I was also reading the book, The Purpose-Driven Life. And one night, in the middle of the night, it was about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, I was awakened out of my sleep, and all I heard was desire to empower. And I was thinking, what? Okay, I'm going to write this down. I don't know what the Lord is trying to tell me, but I know it must be something, because every time it's something that He wants me to hear, He wakes me up in the middle of the night. So time went on, and I was given a mission and a vision, and it finally clicked. I'm like, okay, this is going to be my first way to really be able to help women and girls who have gone through the things that I've gone through. So really the mission of my organization is to guide, educate, support, and bring awareness to girls and young women in the areas of personal and professional development. So I really gear towards women and girls in underprivileged areas because a lot of times they don't have access to some of the things that other people have access to. And sometimes based on their current circumstances or things that they have been through in the past or, what their economic status is, I apologize, they feel like that they have these goals, but they can't achieve them because they don't have the necessary tools and resources they need in order to move forward. So that's where my organization comes in. We provide programs to these women centered around education and career planning, leadership skills. We also have a mentor program where we mentor younger girls and older girls too, up until the age of 32. So really just giving them the resources that they need in order to step forward on those goals, showing them action plans that they need to take in order to make those little small steps to get to the bigger goal. So that's where that all came from, and that's where I am today. And we also do community events dealing with the homeless, but like I said, it's mainly geared towards girls and young women, just letting them know that regardless of what you've been through in life and where you are now, yes, you can. You can achieve any goal that you put your mind to. You can overcome any obstacle that have come your way, and you can be successful in life, regardless of what anyone has told you and regardless of what your circumstance is.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you can. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you can. And that's awesome, Eydie. I like the idea that you're working with children because I think a lot of times, more times than not, our kids in the world that we live in now, there's so much negativity and so much, bullying and people, and not just from their peers, but from adults as well.
Yeah.
And as a kid, you're very impressionable. You haven't built up your muscles yet to be able to fight all of the different things that society brings. And being able to pour into kids early on and getting them to understand, yes, you can, is huge.
Mm-hmm. Especially with what's out here now on social media, it's like some of these things that I see, and I said I would never have known anything about this or been exposed to any of these things when I was a child. Things are totally different now.
Yeah.
And just some of the images that these girls see, I'm like, no, this is not what you want to be. You are more than this. You are more than just your body. You have a lot more to offer to this world.
Yes, and that's so important to get that into them early because a lot of times their families and their circles definitely do not support that at all.
Right.
And there's no, to me, as I see it, from when I was coming up, we didn't have these type of support systems. When I grew up, it was a time where, anything that was going on in the household stayed in the household. You weren't allowed to share anything.
Because you don't want everybody in our business.
Yeah. So you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
And today there's so much transparency among, especially with women, being able to tell their truth and being able to lead from their truth. So to me, there is no reason whatsoever for any kid out here to be left alone because there are so many different organizations and support systems, and being in the personal development industry, you are a magnet to them.
Oh, yeah.
See all of the different, everybody out here is doing something to support our young people. Period.
Yes, and I felt like I wish I had all of this when I was younger, because a lot of the things that I was going through, I just wanted somebody to talk to, somebody to vent to, and let them know what I was going through. But like you said, I didn't have access to all of that then, because the things that occurred, I was told, hush, hush, don't say anything. You don't want everybody in the family business.
Mhm. Yeah, so people now are very blessed, not just children, but even adults. There's so much support systems for everybody. All you have to do is just ask.
Yes, yes.
And I think asking is from the Holy Father first, because once you ask Him, then He's going to bring you them resources.
Oh, yes, He will.
They will show right up.
Mhm.
And I know that He's just smiling on all of the people that are doing all of these wonderful things for other people.
Right.
I just know it, because, you figure He got all the work, but He puts soldiers down on this earth to work as well.
Mhm.
For His glory and for, to make sure humanity stays on the right path. And this book, oh my God, this book is definitely a movement. I think I was talking to one of the other ladies, and at first, when I first started to get involved, it was like I didn't see the movement piece.
I did not either. And now it's totally different.
Yes, totally different.
Yes.
Totally different. It is like, Sherwood has brought 25 women together from all walks of life with all different types of stories, and that is definitely going to move nations.
Oh, yes, definitely. The title is so fitting for this book.
Yes, so fitting. And after talking to many of you, it's like a whole new group of support systems has developed.
Yes, yes.
Just from this book.
Oh, yeah. And that's what it's all about, being able to make those connections. And like you mentioned before, just being able to be a blessing to other people and to other women. And that's one thing that I strongly stand by, is that I always feel like that it's more of a blessing to be a blessing to other people. That's what brings me joy, when I can bless someone else. Not, it's nice when I'm receiving mine, but for me to be able to bless someone else, that's like the best feeling in the world.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. You can't even describe it. It's just this warmth all over your body, and it's a beautiful thing to support somebody else, and then to see them really appreciate it.
Yes.
And really blossom from something that you provided them with, or some tip that you gave them. And a lot of times it's not even a big thing. It's something, a lot of times it's small stuff.
Yeah.
And a lot of times people think it's this big thing, but it could be 2 or 3 words.
Yes. Just even being able to see a smile on their face finally, or a little bit of confidence.
Yes. Or you look beautiful today. All of that kind of thing makes a difference. You just don't know how the words that you say are going to affect the next person. You just don't know.
You don't, because you never know what a person is going through.
And we all going through something. For sure.
Yes, ma'am.
So I see you were the author of another book, Life Behind Closed Doors.
Yes, that is my very first book that came out last summer in August. Something else I never imagined that I would be doing, that the Lord gave to me. And it is really based about what we just talked about now, about you just not knowing what a person is going through. But the book is a self-help motivational book, and I have divided the book into 3 sections. So the first section talks about 5 stories of 5 different women who are all going through these different situations behind closed doors. But when you see them, you think that everything is okay. And that's one thing that I see even now. It's so many women suffering from different things, whether it be something that they're going through now or something that they have been through in the past. And you seeing them or you talking to them would never know. You would never know. So that's the first part of the book, just those 5 stories of 5 different women. Then the second part of the book just kind of talks about in detail and based on research what can happen when you have these things that you have been dealing with and you don't get help, and why. Why do we continue to hide behind closed doors? And then the third part of the book gives 4 concrete steps that a person can take for them to go through the healing process. And most of those steps deal with different principles from the Bible, because I'm a Christian, and as we've talked about, I have a strong faith and belief in God. And then it also talks about other steps that you can take too, as far as like counseling and, maybe talking to someone in your church and things like that. But really just giving women the full view of what can happen based on the stories, based on, why and how to get past those things. Because if you continue to hide behind those closed doors, you're never going to be able to fully be happy. You're never going to be able to fully thrive in life. You're just basically existing instead of living. And those things never go away. And if you don't address them, it just builds and builds and builds, which can lead to stress and depression and all these other things that we have that's going on. So that's really what the basis of that book is. And then I also kind of share my own truths of things that I've been through in my life in that book as well.
Mm-hmm. Yes. It's like, once you're born into this world, thanks to Adam and Eve, we're going to have stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be always some type of trial and tribulation going on.
Oh, yeah.
All the time. And having the resources, the spirituality to be able to move through whatever happens is crucial.
Yes.
I could look back, and when I see, like, people, like, say, for instance, somebody's very successful, a skater or whatever, and they end up losing a limb, and then you see, and I'm sure they went through some kind of process. I'm sure it wasn't like the next day I'm going to be doing this now and on with my life. There is a breakdown. There is a meltdown period. But it's a process. When something happens to you, until you can wrap your head around it, you're going to be feeling some type of way.
Right.
But the thing is to not stay there, not stay in that mode, is to get up, brush yourself off, and move, and look at, and be grateful for what you have. Because even though the situation may look bleak, there's always something to be grateful for.
Oh, yes. Always. Waking up in the morning, you should be grateful for.
Who you
because
telling?
some people didn't.
Yes, and I work with mentally challenged people, and now it's like waking up with my mind.
Oh, yeah, that's very true.
Because
that's something that a lot of people take for granted.
Oh, yeah. Because you could wake up and not be able, some of these people that I work with, some of them can't even feed themselves. And some of them can't, do the things that we take for granted, like walking and bathing, and some of these people can't do any of that. So when I work with these people, it definitely keeps me humble in terms
I'm sure
of,
it does.
what it could be me.
Oh, right.
So it's
wow.
like so much to be grateful for, and even in a bad situation, I read a little something. I think it was on Facebook. Everything is on Facebook. Where
Isn't
this
it?
one lady, she was in the emergency room with a relative or something, and out of that hospital thing. It was not a great, pretty picture, but out of that, she found to be grateful for some coffee that she had gotten from the hospital that was really, really good. And I thought to myself, wow, that is really fun and great, something to be grateful for in a negative situation.
Right.
I was like, oh my goodness, that just like really took the case. And but it's just so important to find that gratefulness, and I think it keeps you grounded. It keeps you from, really looking at the situation in a negative light.
It does.
For sure. So, Miss Eydie, how can people connect with you?
People can connect with me by visiting my website, www.Eydie, and that's EYD as in David, IE, Robinson.com, or my nonprofit organization. That website is www.desiretoempower.org, or on all social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Eydie Robinson.
Okay. Wow. This is just transformational coach. I like it because we all are transformation, and we stay in transformation, wouldn't you say?
Yes, we do. And you have to transform your mind, and that scripture is in the Bible. I mean, in order to move forward or do anything, it starts with your mindset first.
Oh, yeah, I always say change your mind and everything else changes. And
That is
it's
true.
almost like when you change your mind about something, it's like this relief in that moment.
Yes.
It's like, okay, and like making a decision. It's like once you decide that this is gonna be this way, you're not gonna do it that way anymore. It's like a big weight has been lifted off of your shoulder. Even if you don't even know how you're gonna do it, you just know you're gonna do it some kind of way.
Yes, because you can have all the motivation in the world, but if you don't transform your mind and start thinking differently, you're going to go back to being the same person, doing the same thing that you did before.
Yes, getting the same results.
Yes.
And you know what they say about that. That's insanity.
Insanity. And you don't want to continue life being insane. Well, I don't. And I hope that other people don't want to either.
Nope, don't like that feeling at all.
Right.
Oh, my goodness. So it has been such a pleasure to have you on this show, Miss Eydie. I love your spirit, and I love what you stand for. And anybody that's about helping other people is just anointed as far as I'm concerned.
Thank you. Yes, well, I have truly enjoyed myself tonight, and I really appreciate you for having me on.
Oh, the pleasure is all mine. And just one more time, can everybody get your contact information?
Sure. They can reach me on either one of my websites, www.Eydie, E-Y-D, as in David, I-E, Robinson.com, or www.desire2, and that's T-O, empower.org, or social media, Eydie, E-Y-D-I-E, Robinson.
Okay, and we're going to do a big thank you to Cheryl Wood for bringing us together, because who knows, we may have never crossed each other's path if it had not been for Women Inspiring Nations.
Oh, yes, much love to Cheryl.
Absolutely. Well, I thank you so much, and I'm looking forward to what God has planned for us.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I cannot wait, because I know it does not stop here.
Oh, no, absolutely not. It's just beginning, actually. Yes. Well, thank you again, Eydie, and we will definitely talk soon.
You're welcome, and thank you.
This show is brought to you by the amazing women of A Sister Circle Empowerment Network, ASIN LLC, where we are never in competition, but always in collaboration. And our valuable sponsors, Prodigy Accounting Service, Next Generation Accounting, to get you where you need to be. Contact them at prodigyact1@yahoo.com or online at www.fli-inc.com. Prodigy Accounting Service, Next Generation Accounting, to get you where you need to be. Contact them at prodigyact1@yahoo.com or online at www.fli-inc.com. Ready to plan for your retirement? Contact Game Plan for Retirement. Call 410-902-0464 and schedule a free consultation. That's Game Plan for Retirement, 410-902-0464. Interested in becoming a sponsor for Just Minding My Business 24/7 radio? Or would you like to know what a Sister Circle Empowerment Network, ASIN LLC, is all about? Contact us today at asistercircle@gmail.com and visit our website at asistercircle.org. That's ASISTAS circle.org. Contact us today at asistercircle@gmail.com and visit our website at asistercircle.org. That's ASISTAS circle.org. Voiceovers for A Sister Circle Empowerment Network, provided by Ruth Haskins, voiceover actor. To fulfill your professional voiceover needs or to receive her current professional demo, contact Ruth at 443-620-4115.
Thank you for tuning in to Just Minding My Business Radio. I'm your host, Ida Crawford. We hope you enjoyed the show and appreciate you stopping by. Many blessings to you and yours.